You want to know what sucks about being a Under Knife and Birth fan or loving this game more than other fighting games? Is the fact that when you look at modern fighting games right now, they have this philosophy of aggression good, defensive bad, and knowing that Under Knight is still one of the only fighting games that are not on that wavelength, and they have this game has such a healthy balance of both offense and defense, especially with how the system mechanic is with the grid system. It sucks, man. It sucks. And for those that are watching this video, this is not going to be scripted whatsoever. I guess this is me kind of putting my points out with this game. And just to give y'all some background context on what I am or who I am in general, my name is Lightning Hearts. I've been playing this game for a hot ass minute for about 10 years. I started off with Late, which came out 2013 on the PlayStation 3. I've been playing this game for a minute, and throughout, I guess, my time with this game, I have nothing but genuine love for it. And the way I'm making this sound like it's gonna be a rant video, but that's not the case. I just want to talk about Under Knight and Birth in its whole entirety, how I feel about 2, how do probably other players think about it, what is the perspective of beginner players that want to get into this game. I think having a video like this that just overall talks about Unity 2 is important for anyone that's interested in getting into the game. So I'm going to talk about both negatively on the game and positively on it. So like, subscribe if y'all care to do that shit. But to get started, the best thing about this game is the fact that this game has such a healthy ass balance of you being a smart player, of you understanding what you have to do offensively as well as defensively, that I think a lot of modern fighting games don't do right now. If you play Guilty Gear Strive, I remember the first season, Soul Bad Guy used to just close slash, heavy slash his shit, and to fucking grab, shimmy, grab, same thing, stagger the pressure. This game doesn't do that. This game rewards you a lot on being a defensive player first because of the Vorpal system. You see that little circle in the middle of the screen between Soryugi and Hyde? This is what everyone fights to get. Vorpal. It's basically a tug of war. And this mechanic helps you both offensively and defensively. So again, I feel like this game, out of all the fighting games on the market right now, really encourage you to make smart decisions rather than you just, oh, I'm gonna hit buttons, I'm gonna tap, I'm gonna hit you with multiple plus strings, I'm gonna chip damage you and stuff like that. Under Knight and Birth does not do that shit, which is why I love this game and which is why I've been playing this game for as long as I have. This, especially with the characters and how different all of them feels, like Hai, Soryugi, Kaguya, Yuzuriya, and the execution. I'm someone that really takes pride in having a good or a strong execution, if that makes sense. But this game is not easy whatsoever. So that's probably one of the reasons why I stick with this game rather than other fighting games, because you put your time in. But other than that, I guess if I'm going into the negatives a little bit, I think the biggest negative with this game is that it's very hard to really make content or talk about this game in terms of guides, right? And this is my 2 piece on why people make docs more than videos, is because it takes a lot of information to understand what one of these characters do, right? If I'm gonna go back into the menu, and this is a huge complaint I have with French bread in general. Once you click on a character, right? Let's say you're a person that wants to learn Chaos. How the fuck are you supposed to know that Chaos Robo Trait allows Chaos to throw Ozzy around in neutral, right? This is a huge thing I always said in my past videos. Like, there should be an indicator, or there should be like a little dialogue box that explains what certain characters Robo Trait do, because a lot of these characters Robo Trait help them a lot in their overall game plan, especially a character like Chaos. He can fling the fuck out of Ozzy around in neutral, and this is not explained in the main character select screen. It's not explained in mission mode. These shits are not like, you can't find the information anywhere unless someone like gives you that info, and I think that's bad. Like, you read the description for Chaos in mission mode. Chaos is technically complex character who confuses his opponent by coordinating his attacks with his companion Ozzy. His attack range is relatively short. Try poking at your opponent with Ozzy while in close with combat. For distance, like, this is good information, don't get me wrong, but this game doesn't tell you that you can rebeat with Ozzy. It doesn't tell you that once you rebeat it remains plus. None of that shit. So I think that's one of the biggest negatives I have with this game, is that the French bread, not to shit on them because I feel like they're probably one of the best fighting game companies out right now. They need to add in more general information with these characters, so just someone that's new that wants to get in it, they have all the information on the game rather than going somewhere else, right? Even though people are obviously going to outsource for YouTube videos or combos and stuff like that, but having the information first in the game, I think it's the first step. So that's one of my biggest gripe with this game, is like there's not a dialogue box that explains these characters' vocal traits in depth. And I guess another thing that I kind of grew to dislike with the title of this game, CS or Under Knife and Birth 2, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Yeah, like 2 or CS, I think this is probably the worst title they could have added with this game, and that's me saying this honestly, because for one, all they really did in this game, outside of what they did in, let's say, ST or Clear, is they changed the art, which is cool, I guess. They changed the art style, they changed the UI, but they didn't update the visuals. They added in new moves, but they didn't really change in the system mechanics. They didn't give this game enough incentive to play it other than rollback. You get what I mean? Like, rollback was a cool thing, but when this whole fighting game eco-spirit is just rollback connection in general, how are you supposed to compete with that? Tekken has rollback. Street Fighter has rollback. I don't know if Mortal Kombat, the newest one, has rollback. I'm not too sure. I think Marvel vs. Capcom has rollback. Fighter Z even has rollback, and that's a game that's 6 years old. It's like, I don't think rollback is a huge selling point right now to where people are going to get really focused on Uni. And I felt like they needed something to where, okay, we offer something that other fighting games don't, which in my opinion was the system mechanics and the fact that it still has that balance of both offense and defense. But marketing this game as Uni 2, I think is the worst decision that they made on the marketing front, because when they make the next Uni game, how they're gonna Under Knife and Birth 2 ST, Under Knife and Birth 2 Clear, Under Knife and Birth 2 or Under Knife and Birth 3, I don't think they really hit the mark when it came to marketing this game, because all they really did was add in 3 characters, even though we do have a DLC packet now, which is huge, and change certain maps and fucking OSTs. They tried the best to do something new, but I think it fell flat on their face, because for the people like me that's been playing this game for a long ass time, this game hasn't really changed all that much. All that much. And again, just to reiterate, so I don't sound like a huge hater of this game, I love this game. Uni 2 is probably my most favorite fighting game of all time. If I could show y'all my Steam account on how many hours I have on this game, I have about 400, near 500 hours on this game. This is the only fighting game I play currently. It just, as a Uni fan, it gets really annoying where there's not that much shit that French Bread is offering to their long-term fans. Like, and I can't really say that because this game do go on sale. They're trying their best. French Bread in of itself is not a huge studio. I understand that point, but I feel like we should have gone something more than just OSC changes and updated to and shit to maps and stuff like that. And especially with how Clear was. Clear was a whole game that we only basically got one character on one stage, and then when Uni 2 came out, it's like, well, yeah, we got rollback, but every game has rollback, so I don't think that's really an added benefit to anything, or it's not really adding much, because that's basically the standard of today's fighting games. So yeah, I feel like Uni is always constantly playing that we need to catch up to these other games. And they already been in business for about 10 years, so I'm not understanding. But yeah, I dislike the marketing they did with Underknife and Birth 2. I feel like in terms of teaching new players in this game, especially with the vocal trait, this game doesn't do a good job of that either. In terms of, I don't even want to say this. In terms of teaching players outside of this game as well, in terms of the content, I feel like there needs to be more guides that really go in depth of what these characters do, because again, like, and for the people that are still watching this, I'll say this honestly, making an Underknife and Birth guide is extremely fucking difficult. If you read anybody that made docs on these characters, it's a lot of information that goes into understanding what these characters do and what they're able to get away with in the match. So I can understand people are not trying to spend that much time making a guide in a video format, because you might be like, fuck, I forgot to say this, I forgot that he can do this, I understand that point. But again, as someone that wants to offer this game or offer new players or tell new players that they should get into this game, it's kind of sad, because they're like, oh yeah, you should play Underknife and Birth, you should get into this game. But you go on the YouTube algorithm, it's like, oh yeah, how the fuck do I learn high? There's no videos on how you should play high. There's no videos of how you can play who else? Soryugi. There's no videos of how you can play Gordo. It's like, bro, you want to recommend this game, but there's no roadmap to where people can improve in this game. I think that's another issue. So I don't want this game to just be a bunch of legacy players. I want to constantly add new people in as we continue this I don't want to say unique journey, but you know, as we continue the legacy, man. Like, this game's been out for 10 years. I feel like it should be something that new players can be like, you know what, even though I'm kind of late in the race, I can still understand what's going on. I can still have some type of content on what I need to do in order to improve. I think that's important. But unfortunately, Uni or the community tries their best to really do that on a video format, basically. Not saying there's nobody in the community that's not willing to teach new players, but and even then, the algorithm is dog shit anyway, so it's no real incentive to really motivate people to do it. But I don't know, man. But yeah, Underknife and Birth, like I mentioned, fantastic game. I have nothing but love for it. I always played this game, always support this game. If there's someone out here that disagrees with what I'm saying, I mean, it's all well and good. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying, but for me, in terms of Uni, I just feel that it's too good of a game for it to constantly go in a state where it's not that many people fucking with it. That's my whole thing with this game. Like, for anyone that's really curious, for anyone that's truly curious, if you go back, I would say around a year later into my video, there's a video that I made that said my concerns for Uni 2 and everything I said about it has been true. I said rollback was not going to be a saving factor for this game, because I feel like there's more things that Uni needs to do and to, you know, to have new players invested in other than the system mechanics. It needs to be more things that that both new players and old players will want to come back into this game more. Even though we have a DLC packet, there's an ambulance outside. Even though we have a DLC packet, again, we have to wait 6 months in between. So what are we gonna do for that 6 months? Uzagi's basically kind of discovered. Ogre is gonna come out next month, but as soon as you play Ogre and you understand him, is it gonna be silent throughout the next 6 months? I don't want that for this game. I don't want that for this game. Uni, again, I'll say this until my skin turns blue. Uni is too good of a game for this shit to constantly be like this, in my honest opinion. So, if the guides need to be made, if there needs to be more content made for this game, if people just don't understand what makes this game good, I think I'm probably gonna explain it. But again, like, I love this game too much for it to constantly be in a dead state. So yeah, and in terms of the state of the game, I'm not bullshitting. You see, I try to go on network battle. Nobody. I tried going rank battle. Oh, there's like 2 people. Try going casual. Nobody. It's like, bro, like I wanna hop in. I wanna play people. I don't want this game to be a Discord fighter anymore. So yeah, I feel like Uni 2 should have been titled Uni 2. I don't think this game deserves the the sequel treatment. Yeah, I don't think this game. I think this is just another update like Clear. Uzagi was a cool character added in July of last year, and hopefully Ogre can deliver with a balance patch next month. And I truly wish people would make more content for this game, man. That's probably like my only thing. I really wish people would lock in and make more content for Uni, because if the company can't get us out of this situation, I always say it's up to the community to really kind of sell this game or why it's so good. But yeah, those are, I guess, my general thoughts when it comes to Undefined Birth 2. If y'all enjoy it, share some love. If not, let me know why. But hopefully this video got y'all thinking, and y'all take care and stay tuned to the next one. Peace out.